Hello there and welcome friends. Today we are going to do our classic battle against Deskari on Unfair, but this time as a demon character. So on Unfair, Deskari's main danger is his physical attacks. He can easily one-shot your characters, and this is why it's paramount to have the last stand mythic ability. Although we can defeat him very quickly in just a single round. As usual, remember to get Sosiel or your cleric of choice to cast Guard at Hearth, somewhere around Deskari is, but outside of battle we don't really want to waste any actions in battle with this. Something like this here is enough. And also to pre-buff with protection from acid communal. In this case I'm using CAMELLIA for this because Deskari's breath attack does inflict quite a lot of acid damage, especially on Unfair where we take double damage, so this is very useful. Besides that, we of course want every single buff possible, and I already have guides on how to maximize your offensive buffs and also defensive ones as well. And for this battle in particular, we are in Marilith form, but after this you can find me doing it in Balor form to see that it's still very viable. So let's see how our initiative rolls went. As usual, he's going to act first, but our demon characters will go second, so we can just choose to charge at him, so we can benefit from pounds, as we do have a SKALD. And Marilith has around 12 attacks per round, so yeah, Deskari is just going to melt. As usual, don't forget to turn your Demonic Rage, Mark of Justice with SEELAH, and honestly, everyone else can just attack. That's how stacked our party is at this point in the game. Although we might as well charge with our SKALD, as we do get pounds anyways. The same with CAMELLIA. But of course, just as an example, you can always use your offensive casters, if you have them, like DAERAN, CAMELLIA or NENIO, to cast damage spells such as the infamous Hellfire Ray, of course, and also whatever mythic spell your class has access to. In the case of Demon we have Telekinetic Strike for 1d6 per caster level, for example. But this part is mostly melee based, which is why I don't use spells. Now back to the battle. So let's see how it goes. Deskari's armor class isn't really high for this point. It's actually lower than 83 because he goes into rage during battle, and that reduces a little bit of his armor class. And he's also not immune to Shaken, so you can easily trigger Shatter defenses by just casting Frightful Aspect to get him flat-footed against your attacks. Alright, so let's see how fast we can deal with him. So we already got Demonic Rage, we can't charge anymore, so let's move a little bit here, because our pets got in the way. Alright, so now we are back at charging. And CAMELLIA is also already charging. Let's see. Oh, I actually have the aspect of Nocticula here, so I can share my rage with another character. Honestly, I think I'll just choose CAMELLIA, who is already charging at Deskari. And she does have very high attack bonus and decent damage with Elemental Barrage. Right, so now we are charging with our Marilith demon. And there we go, Mark of Justice hit. Deskari just got destroyed in what, 1 second? I think this was the fastest. Oh man, so fun.
Impossible.
As impossible, yeah.
And death.
So let's surrender to our inner demon and show him who's the boss. We actually got the spider friend. And there's Deskari go. But let's see how our damage went and why we killed him so fast. So our main character in Marilith form actually starts attacking here with charge, and we do have pounds from SKALD. So all of our attacks will get the charge boost applied to them. Notice how our pets who went ahead are easily able to take Deskari's breath damage because they are basically immune to acid. So they only take a tiny bit of amount that comes from Divine, which can't be resisted unless you are an angel. Now notice how, amusingly enough, we actually managed to disarm Deskari, I think. So we removed his sight attacks. He only attacks us now with a claw. As you can see here, he attacks one of our dogs with a claw and stops using a sight. And his claw damage is way lower than his sight attack. His sight attack is basically twice the claw damage, which is great. And yeah, we did actually disarm Deskari on our first hit by rolling 108 against 103. And this is on Unfair. And that's all because of the aspect of Kalavaku's Demonic Rage. So not only does it increase our armor class, but also our combat maneuver bonus to enhance strip, attacks and disarms and so on. Whenever we hit an enemy with a charge attack during Demonic Rage, we can disarm them as a free action, and this is what we just did. And the fun part of Marilith form as well. Notice how after we resumed attacking him because of charge and pounce, we actually proc a disarm on every single one of our hits. Because Mariliths have 12 attacks per round, so that's what, 12 disarm attempts. With one critical hit we deal something like 400 damage. And honestly after that Deskari is just utterly destroyed by all of the attacks of opportunities we get from our whole party. And lastly, in his dying breath, Deskari actually manages to hit us, but only with his disappointing claw attack, since we actually threw his sight away by disarming it. Talk about fun, right? So he got killed in just a single second, and all of our characters, I think only one of our pets actually took heavy damage, but we are all still at full hit points, even on unfair, with double damage. Yeah, he actually killed one of our pets, because his sight attacks hits very hard. That should be expected, but pets can just be revived upon resting, so it's not really an issue. And our poor dog did serve his purpose. We do love him of course, so we are going to revive him back. Alright, so let's do it again for consistency, but this time in Balor form. For style, after all, Balors are the coolest demons, right? As usual, turn Demonic Rage on. Mark of Justice with SEELAH. Now CAMELLIA actually rolled first here, so let's charge with her to benefit from pounce. Charge for SKALD as well, and the same for our demon character. We might as well move him here so he can actually get a free path to Deskari, as our pets will move towards him, just like the previous time. Right, so we can charge now. CAMELLIA has already started charging. Let's wait a little bit so we can actually share our rage with CAMELLIA. We just need, well, basically 2 milliseconds. Okay, so now we can use Aspect of Noctical on CAMELLIA right before she actually attacks Deskari. And we are also charging, so let's see how it goes.
The world in crimson.
Just look at that. That was it. Basically the same as with Marilith form. Very fast and very deadly. And now let's punish Deskari as a Balor. Pretty cool, right? Alright, so for our party use in this battle, well, it's the same as usual. In this case, we do have a demon as our main character, who is a mutation warrior. And I'm going to cover this build on my Demon Mythic Path Guide, which is going to come very soon, tomorrow or at the latest Friday. Also SEELAH as a full paladin, SOSIEL a full cleric, our pure SKALD character, DAERAN as a full oracle, and CAMELLIA has a little dips as Spirit Hunter doesn't really gain anything good past 17. And we are of course aided by our 4 trusty pets, all of which are gained by our characters by just keeping their normal class progression with pure class levels. Well, so this was it everyone for the classic Deskari battle on unfair and in just a single round. If you've enjoyed this video, then please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and even become a member for some exclusive perks like personal video requests on any topic about any computer role-playing game or general RPGs even. Thank you for watching and see you next time, friends.